Hello, students in the Hogeschool in Rotterdam. My name is Molly Strother. I am a social studies teacher in the United States. Specifically, I teach 8th grade geography in a middle school. So what that'll mean to you is I teach students between the ages of 13 and 14 in a separate administrative structure that only caters to ages 11 through 14. The reason why I use a flipped classroom is pretty simple. My students are refugees for the most part, which means that many of them are still learning English. So if I want them to get a chance to understand what I'm saying, I need to give them an opportunity where they can hear what I've said a couple of times. Because as you can imagine, with the normal rate of speech of a native English speaker, things can go pretty fast. And even if I mean to slow down, sometimes even at my slowest, it's still too fast for them. So by flipping the classroom and creating a video, I can give them a chance to be able to go back and re-listen, or to take it to someone else or another teacher for extra clarification. So if they have, say, homeroom and they want help from a teacher or tutor, they can show that teacher or tutor exactly what I've been explaining, and that person can explain further. Another thing that's really great is if I show you my presentations to students. This is direct instruction, so this is often what I will flip. There is something that you can do with Google Slides where you can actually add closed captions. Here, let me just change the boundary for our video so you can see that. And what this allows me to do too is, unless I'm using very strange esoteric words, the students will be able to see that. Now it does, like you see here, show verbal mistakes, but it allows students to both see and hear the information coming from me, allowing for that next level of intervention to support students. This doesn't just help English language learners, it also helps students who are special education or who are otherwise having difficulty decoding verbal or oral input, and gives them an extra chance. The theme of a lot of my interventions are all to support literacy and comprehension. So when I'm assessing students, I want to make sure that what I'm assessing is their ability to comprehend material and not just to decode what I say or what I present to them. So for example, if I am giving this presentation to students, what a lot of students will also receive is something called Skeletal Notes, which has the same content that's in the slide, only certain words, important keywords, or other things like that are deleted. So a student is still paying attention and they're still recording notes and practicing that activity. However, I'm not expecting students who are new to country to be able to look at the screen, write down information, decode what I'm saying, and do all of that fast enough for our class to progress. So by flipping my presentations like this, I can go at a natural speed for presenting the material, while also allowing students to pause or to go back or things of that nature. Now, the first few times that I do a presentation like this, often we will do it in the classroom together so students can ask me questions. Later on in the year, as I'm expecting my 14-year-old students to be a little bit more mature, they will actually do it at home, and I will verify that they've completed it while at school. So this will allow them to gain some academic independence and take this sort of rote information, these things that are actually fairly straightforward, copying and listening, and take them away from the classroom, do them at home, so that we can do the complicated activities like projects or group sharing together as a classroom. I would much rather have the simple or straightforward activities be what they do alone at home, and keep the complicated activities at school. If you do it the other way, where I'm only presenting during classroom hours, that means that students are then doing that complicated work, like creating a project or doing research or writing essays alone. And that's the skill that I really want to build with them. And so that's what I want to make sure that I'm doing. So once again, closed captions on Google Slides are fantastic. Though they are not perfect, they do give us a chance to boost and support comprehension. Also show students what a word that is said looks like in writing. A lot of times students will have heard a word and have seen a word, but not realize that they're the same thing. A really great example is when young people often read the word Socrates, but say the word Socrates. Okay, with that, tell Mr. Bergstra or any of your other professors if you have any questions. Oh no, that's a really great creative way that it wrote down his name, which again shows you some of the limits of this technology, but it's also funny. So please let your professors know if you have any questions for me. I'll be happy to answer them. Maybe they can gather them together and I'll create another presentation for you. All right, all my best. Good luck.